We take you inside the dark world of trafficking through the eyes of a woman who has made it her mission to live in it. Her new documentary series uncovers some uncomfortable truths and exposes the methods of brutal criminal enterprises. Here's ABC's Lindsay Davis.
These situations are really delicate.
28-year-old Nelufar Hedayat is traveling through Bulgaria on her way to meet with someone most young women fear.
So I've been told that this is the former house of a drug baron who's now in prison. This is where the pimp wants to meet.
She's here to investigate the dark underworld of sex trafficking. And when she comes face to face with a man who spent years as a pimp, he tells her, if I'm looking for a woman to be a prostitute, I don't look at her physical appearance. I look at her character so I can manipulate her more easily. Hedayat doesn't seem to flinch.
So you were never afraid of being caught by the police?
He says, I had protection. Pimps pay police. That's how it works. Though small in stature, or maybe because of it, Hedayat is adept at extracting details about the criminal underworld from the people who conduct business within it.
People want to talk. It's cathartic. They can express or tell a secret that they've been holding for so very long.
We live in a black market world.
Now the face of the fusion docu-series, The Traffickers.
With the right money, you can buy anything.
Hedayat is exploring illegal, often dangerous and multi-billion-dollar worlds of black markets.
Drugs, sex, and even human body parts, all sold by vast criminal networks.
Tracing the paths of weapons, counterfeit drugs, human organs.
This is terrifying.
From consumer to source.
These are the drugs?
Often finding herself in all sorts of compromising locations.
What's going on here in these streets is really, really intense.
Amsterdam's seedy red light district
God, it is so weird.
is where Hedayat begins her look into trafficking women for the sex industry.
They look quite relaxed. They don't look like they're having a bad time.
The sex industry in Holland is a legal, nearly billion-dollar business. The local authorities admit they suspect many of the women on display in the city's famous windows are being forced to work.
It is big money. If I have a prostitute, I can use it again and use it again to make money. So it's easy money if you compare it to weapons and drugs.
Poor women of color are the most ignored politically, socially, and economically in the world. Nobody cares about these women.
I've just got a message from a girl who says that she's been trafficked and she wants to talk to me.
A local reporter helps Hedayat meet this woman who says she was forced to work as a prostitute for 3 years.
Minimum, I was have to sleep with 30 guys per night.
30 men?
Yeah, my body was so tired.
She says she was sold into prostitution by her grandmother.
How did they break you?
How they break you? They beat you and they rape you.
Her pimp also tattooed his name on her wrist, branding her as his property. In Bulgaria, where she's from, it's estimated as many as 10,000 women and girls are trafficked into sex slavery every year.
I know I'm supposed to have these profound reactions about what I've just felt, but more than anything, I just feel hollow.
Hedayat says her experience as an Afghan refugee helps her see nuance in the world, which is so often portrayed as black and white.
I'm a Muslim, I'm a woman, I'm an immigrant, I'm Western and Eastern in many respects, and all those things are strengths for me.
It is so different to Benin.
She's also outspoken for a journalist.
Because if you don't know how big the problem is, how the hell can you come up with a solution?
A trait she traces to the discrimination she experienced after September 11th, growing up in the United Kingdom.
It wasn't just the fact that I was a Muslim, it was the fact that I was an Afghan. So I was going through school at the time. I was in high school and I had chairs thrown at me. It was one of the things that made me a strong individual woman, and it was one of the reasons that I don't let anyone take my identity away from me.
She's written about the need for activism in the era of Brexit and President-elect Trump.
Your reaction to Brexit and now Donald Trump becoming elected?
There's a reaction. It's a tumultuous time and it's easy to kind of scapegoat. So it becomes very, very important for people who think like me, who are kind of in my position, to speak up.
Even, it seems, when her own assumptions are challenged and she finds herself jumping to unexpected conclusions. She leaves Bulgaria to investigate traffickers targeting refugees fleeing Syria, locating an admitted trafficker in Greece.
Plamen says he can provide anything his clients want, from women and girls to newborn babies.
He brags about kidnapping a young Syrian girl.
Do you not care about them as people?
But the conversation unexpectedly turns. He admits he's responsible, but says that complicit cops and a corrupt legal system are more guilty.
You know things have absolutely fallen to pieces when you're siding with a trafficker. I agree with him. I feel like I have no idea what's going on here. I mean, this guy is one of the worst people I've ever met.
But why would he talk? What does he have to gain?
He explained very clearly and coherently that, yeah, there's bad people like him, but then there's the people who buy his product. Those are normal folk. Those are people who have jobs, wives, husbands, who are fathers and brothers. So who's the bad guy in that situation?
She identifies poverty as the underlying motivator for people who turn to illegal trafficking rings.
Nobody wants to be a poacher. Nobody wants to be a sex trafficker. They just end up there. Given the right opportunities, given the right situation, people will choose good and will want to do good.
An optimist, for sure, but also a realist when it comes to criminal markets around the world.
There is one lesson in every black market, and it's that you and I were culpable.
What message do you want people to take away from the traffickers?
I want people to watch the traffickers and feel responsible for the world around them.
For Nightline, I'm Lindsay Davis in New York.
Watch the double-episode season finale of The Traffickers this Sunday at 10 p.m. on Fusion, or get the season pass on iTunes now.